With me now, Courtney Pilchman, former district attorney and criminal defense attorney, and Tamara Holder, also a criminal defense attorney. Tamara, Simpson is facing a possible life sentence just on the kidnapping conviction alone, and that's one of numerous guilty counts. So the recommendation is actually that he get 18 years, but for a guy who's 61, let's face it, that's pretty much a life sentence. So what do you predict O.J. will get tomorrow?
Well, if this were the court of public opinion, he'd probably be sentenced to the death penalty tomorrow. But he's not going to get 18 years. The judge is definitely going to give him a stiff sentence. There's probably going to be carryover from the other cases that he beat. Remember, he didn't only beat 2 murders, but he also beat a case in Florida where it was an attempted road rage or something. He got caught stealing DirecTV for pirating DirecTV. So
he's been in a lot of trouble. I mean, over the years.
Yes, he's been in a lot of trouble. That's what I'm trying to say. And that stuff is going to carry over. Even though he wasn't convicted in those cases, it's going to carry over. But there's no way he's going to be given the maximum.
No.
The judge is just going to be stiff.
What about Courtney Pilchman, the co-defendant of O.J. Simpson? He could also go away for the same amount of time. He was also convicted of numerous counts, and his attorney said he was shocked. I mean, shocked by these convictions, and said he concluded it had to be because he was sitting next to O.J. Simpson, and the residual hatred toward O.J. spilled out on him. Do you buy that argument?
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. In fact, if it wasn't O.J. Simpson that we were dealing with in this case, I bet you we wouldn't even talk about prison time. You know, we'd probably be talking about local time or some probation status or something like that. Absolutely. Mr. Stewart, for whatever reason, chose to go along with this, train wreck that's called O.J. Simpson. And there's nothing that he could have done to prevent all that stigma of what happened with Ron and Nicole back in the 90s. So, it's actually going to be a test for the judge, because if you look at Mr. Stewart, he's got clearly a different background than Mr. Simpson does. And you wonder what she's going to do. Are they going to be treated the same, or is she somehow going to, maybe give Mr. Stewart a better deal than she's going to sentence Mr. Simpson to? I don't know.
You know, this is not supposed to be retribution for the 1995 case. That's not how American justice works. However, several of the jurors said that they felt that the acquittal in 1995 was wrong, and all but one of them was aware of that case. So is that the elephant in the room, so to speak, Tamara, that really shouldn't be there?
No, I think that the jury was definitely fair in this case. I mean, remember, there's jury selection, and they disclosed this in the very beginning before they were selected. And so I believe that our judicial system is great, and I believe that the jury looked at the facts in this case and applied it to the law and determined that he was guilty based on those charges. But what I find is very interesting in this case is that it has nothing to do with the jury. This is the prosecution who trumped up charges against O.J. Nobody else would have been charged with kidnapping for going into a room and saying...
Do you buy that, Courtney? That nobody else would... Oh, really?
I absolutely do. I think Tamara's making a fantastic point. I mean, when the legislator enacted these kidnapping statutes, they weren't anticipating someone was going to be taken 1 or 2 feet from a hotel room to a hotel restroom. That's not what they intended. But with Mr. Simpson, under the law, the letter of the law, well, yeah, it does fit, and case law has...
So let me jump in, because I want to cover this. Could there be a successful appeal in this case, Tamara?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think that his defense attorneys have already stated that they're going to appeal it. They're going to appeal the jury, and if the sentence is too extreme, the judge they may make that an argument as well, which we always see in our cases, that the sentence is too harsh. And so the judge is going to be very careful for that reason as well. She doesn't want her sentence to be overturned.
Yeah, well, I have to say, thank you so much, ladies. This is a very tough judge, by the way, and she is known for her tongue lashings and handing down severe sentences. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens with O.J. Simpson tomorrow. Again, he could go away for life. Join us and find out what happens mañana on that one.